Rev up your engines! Today I'm going to help you answer the question, should I buy used car parts for my car when it breaks? Now, I often get asked by people, Scotty, I'm thinking about fixing my car, the parts are too expensive, I'm thinking about using a used part. How much gambling you're prepared to take? Because sometimes new parts are just so outrageously expensive that people think, I'll get a used part. Using the logic, hey, I got a used car. I've been driving my car around for years. A lot of the parts are to use, so why not use some of those? Well, in some cases, it's not a bad idea. Especially if you're dealing with parts that don't really wear out. Hoods, fenders. In that case, what you see is what you get. But if you get into the things that do wear out, like radiators, maybe that doesn't make so much sense. Now, when it comes to big ticket items like engines or transmissions, some guys say, oh, I'll put a used one in. Or something I never advise, well, I don't like this engine, it's not big enough. So I'm going to put in a bigger engine, and here buying used is just a big gamble for two big reasons. You're getting a used engine. Why is that car in a junkyard in the first place? Maybe it wasn't taken care of right. Maybe it wasn't a massive wreck and it was damaged. You don't know. And two, let's say you're trying to upgrade and get a bigger engine. You have to realize modern cars have changed. They change, and every so many years they have radical changes. So good luck trying to get one that fits in your car and hooks up without having to change the computers, the sensors. You're gonna put a different engine in. You have no idea if the thing is going to fit and actually work. I get that all the time. Gee, Scotty, I'm going to put this engine in this car that it didn't come with. I say, don't even try in a modern car. There's too much complexity involved in it. Back in the 60s when I was a young mechanic, guys would swap things out all the time. Things were pretty much interchangeable. There are a lot of parts that would fit one to the other with hardly any modification, maybe changing the carburetor or something. But today, things are so complicated. They're all run by computers. And you go and try to put a different engine in a car, big mistake. Say you just want the same one in. You gotta make sure that it is the same, because they have so many design changes over year to year and model to model. First thing they do is pull the engine and transmission out in the junkyards and store them inside. They may have no idea what that engine actually fits. And especially if you got an older car, you got a double rub. Not only you got to get one that fits right, generally only the older engines are going to fit in it. So if your old engine just wore out, what are the odds that you're going to get a good non-worn out old engine out of a junkyard? It's a double-edged sword there. Not only is it in a junkyard, but it's a really old engine. You can't put the newer ones in because they'll never work right. So you're really gambling with an older used engine or transmission. You have no idea what kind of shape it's in until you put it in the vehicle and try it out, and it costs a lot of money to put them in. Now, a customer of mine just blew an engine in a Scion by road rage, downshifted too far, blew the engine, had a friend in a junkyard. And he got an engine that only had like 40,000 miles on it. It was still in a car. Put it in, it runs like a top now. You find a situation like that where you know the car still has the engine in it, you see the mileage, you get a good deal on it. That can be done, but that's a very limited situation. From my experience with any salvage yard, they'll lie about the mileage that's on the engine, tell you that it's got 80, it might have 190, who knows, it's been pulled out, it sits on a shelf. You have no idea what kind of shape it's in. That is a big gamble. I don't advise using used engines, use automatic transmissions, unless you really know the mileage on the vehicle, and still you're taking somewhat of a gamble with all the changes. It's got to be really close to the exact time that your car was manufactured with the same engine and transmission combo. It gets complicated. It's a real gamble doing that with used parts. And now we come to a gray area of used parts. I'm going to talk about airbags. Now, as it stands today, it is still legal for junkyards, recyclers, to sell non-deployed airbags for people to use. There are no official rebuilt airbags in the United States. There's no such thing. The only choice you have if the airbags go off are to buy new airbags or to get ones from a junkyard that haven't been deployed. Otherwise, you won't have airbags. You know, it's your own car. You don't put airbags back in it. It's your own choice, ultimately. But if you're going to sell a car, legally it's supposed to have airbags working, so your choice would be buy brand new super expensive ones, you get used ones. Moisture has a tendency of degrading them. You're taking a chance with the used airbag. Just imagine if the used airbag you bought was one of those recalled Takatas that no one recalled, and you're buying an unsafe one, put it in a car. You don't know that it's one of the Takatas that was recalled. I don't advise doing that. I would not put in a used airbag. I've known people who have, especially in collision shops, to save money on the price of stuff. But there's all kinds of legal stuff that can happen because of that. You want to have airbags. Yours have deployed. You're better to buy brand new ones. Like I said, unfortunately, there's no legal aftermarket one in the United States you can buy. If you're a gambling person, you want to try used ones from a salvage yard, that's on you, don't blame me. I personally wouldn't do that. Now, years ago, lots of guys would buy alternators, starters. In most cases, they're easy to put on, take off. You put them on, you see they work, you drive away. Hey, might last a really long time. But there's many companies aftermarket that make decent ones. And the prices have come down so much. If a junkyard wants $100 for something, and you get a rebuilt one for $130, what the heck? Buy the rebuilt one that comes with a guarantee, like AutoZone gives lifetime guarantees. You'll never have to buy another one. It only makes sense then to buy a remanufactured one versus just a used one. And when it comes to brake parts on your car, please buy either new ones or quality remanufactured ones. The safety of you, the people in your car, and the people that are also driving the road that you might run into will appreciate that you buy new brake parts. In my experience, things like brake master cylinders, hydraulic system parts, you're best to buy brand new. Not even rebuilt. The rebuilt brake master cylinders, they don't seem to be all that great. Same thing goes for rebuilt ABS control modules for the anti-lock brakes. The only exception to this are rebuilt brake calipers. They can easily be rebuilt, and you can save a ton of money buying a rebuilt one that's been recycled. They cost so much less, and they work perfectly good. I've been using those for years, and I never had one go bad. And of course, the same thing goes for high-tech electronics in your car. Let's say you need a main computer. Any late model car, you change the computer, you have to have it reprogrammed. And there are some cars, some Mercedes, Jaguar Land Rovers, BMWs, you can't even reprogram the computer if it's used from a car and put it in another car. They make it so they can't be done so people can't steal them and use them. That's their excuse. Basically, it's an excuse to make you go to the dealer and buy a brand new computer. And in the case of the computers themselves, don't waste your time with remanufactured computers. I've never found anybody that really knows how to remanufacture car computers correctly. I knew a guy years ago was starting a company. He said, "Oh, Scotty, look, I can get you a rebuilt one." And he sent me a rebuilt one for a Mazda. I put it in, the thing lasted 2 weeks and the car stopped running. So he came back and I said, "You sold me a bad computer." Well, he came and looked and said, "Yeah, the computer's bad." So I said, "How do you even test this thing out?" He says, "Well, I got a Mazda in the backyard, an old one, and I just plug it in and see if it runs." I'm like, this is not a scientific test. And even if guys can test them, the computers are too complex. And when they break, you have to get a new one. The remanufactured ones are a complete joke. A new computer from the manufacturer, all the ones I ever bought all worked. I never got one that didn't work. You really gotta go new if a computer goes bad and you want to fix your car so that you can drive it for a long time. But like I said earlier, hoods, go ahead and buy used. What you see is what you get. It's physical. Seats, I've had people get nice seats. Seats only have 4 bolts holding them in. You unbolt them and you bolt that seat in and away you go. And if you see a set of decent looking tires or good rims, tires dry rot. If you see them all cracked, they're no good. If they're not rotting, they can be excellent tires, especially if they come out of a salvage yard. Cars get wrecked, guy might have just bought tires. I've had quite a few customers in the last 52 years get really mad because they say, "Oh man, I just put 4 new tires on our car and then it got wrecked. Goodbye 4 new tires." But on the other hand, let's say you go to a tire store. I don't advise buying used tires there. Why are the tires there? Because somebody took them off their car and bought new tires. And if they sit there for years, tires dry rot. They're sitting in the air. And even though they might look okay, if they've been sitting there for years, they're going to be rotten. You put them on, they're going to wear out real fast. If you got a full-size spare in your car, people never use it unless they get a flat. So sometimes they've been sitting in there for 7-8 years. Take that 7-8-year-old tire with brand new tread, never been used. You take that old tire, you put it on, odds are it's going to wear out real fast because it's old, it's going to leak, it's dry rotted, or the tread is just going to wear out too fast because it's degraded so much from just sitting in a hot trunk for 8 or 9 years. So used tires, unless they're from a junkyard and they're pretty new tires and the car was just wrecked and they got good tires on them, why not buy the tires? stay away from buying used tires from any place that sells tires. Radiators now, even on this old 94, plastic tops and aluminum core. Now plastic gets brittle as it ages and it's no good anymore. You might say, oh great, aluminum doesn't rust. Yes, but aluminum corrodes. And the corrosion is often internal, you can't see it, and as it corrodes, it doesn't dissipate heat right. So an old used radiator might not be any good in the first place. Prices have changed too. This isn't the original plastic radiator. I replaced it years ago. 69 bucks for a brand new one. The advantage of plastic and aluminum is they're very cheap to manufacture. They don't need the soldering that the metal ones did. The plastic tank just fits on the aluminum and it's crimped on by a machine. They're very easy and cheap to manufacture. I buy these aftermarket ones, and yeah, they come from China and Taiwan, but they work perfectly fine. And in more expensive cars, I've seen some BMWs, the stock radiators like $900 or even more. You get the aftermarket ones for, $100 something. And of course, odds of finding a used BMW one would be kind of rare anyways, because the only reason they generally go to junkyards is because they're wrecked, and the fronts are generally wrecked, so the radiator's crushed. It's no good anyway. Now, the last used part I'm going to talk about are used catalytic converters. Catalytic converters cost all kinds of money on some cars. They are super expensive. Somebody might think, hey, if this thing is going to cost me $800, I get one in a junkyard for maybe $100, $120 or something. Why not do that? Now, the precious metals like platinum that are in catalytic converters are worth a certain amount of money, but they're not worth hundreds of dollars. I mean, they don't get all that much platinum out of each one. So they would be glad to sell you a used one. It's not illegal to buy a used catalytic converter from a junkyard and install it in your car. But technically, it's only legal for someone to sell you a catalytic converter for use on a car if it's been properly tested and labeled. That's the EPA law. Good luck finding a place that does that. If you live in California, you certainly would have to go by the letter of the law. I'm sure here in Texas, no one would really care when they inspect the cars. They plug them in, they check them to make sure they still have a catalytic converter on. But if they pass the emissions test, I'm sure no one here in Texas would care one way or the other. But technically, they have to be tested and labeled to have you buy it legally to put on your car. So there's a kind of a conundrum there. So I'm not going to give you advice one way or the other on that one. You can make up your own mind. Just realize that theoretically catalytic converters can last forever because they don't use up the precious metals. That's just the catalyst, and hydrocarbons are burned, but the precious metals aren't. So, theoretically, these things can last forever. And technically, everyone driving around in their car that they've owned for any length of time is driving around with a used catalytic converter. And if you get one that came off the same exact model car that bolts right on, that's your choice. And since it's mechanic money, I'm going to give away a used tool. It's not all that used. It's a very fancy scanner. It's an X431V+. To have a chance to win, place a clean, non-offensive comment on the YouTube comments below to win this nice used scanner to work on their own and maybe somebody else's. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.